Alrighty, let's say that we want to curved crosshatch this block. Now, I personally don't like the look of just a plain block, all curved crosshatch. But if that is something that you wanted to do, we're gonna put in our guidelines. So we're just gonna go corner to corner. Now, you can, if you'd like, instead of going corner to corner, you can put in your horizontal and vertical lines. So I don't typically do it that way. So I'm going to show you this way, but then I'm like, it's the same thing. You're going to pick your rulers the same way. You know, it's just a matter of personal preference. So let's start with my Pro Echo 8. This comes from the middle. This is from the medium set of echoes. So you'll see as I move along, as soon as I get out here, I lose like that curve. So I can't use this particular one. So one of the things, let's backtrack for a second. You're lining up the middle line here, right, with your guideline. That's the purpose of the guideline. So the 8 is not going to work. So let's go and see if, let's see, I've got a couple different ones here. Let's see if the 11 is going to work. So again, we're working on that middle, and you see it's going to work. It does just make it, right? But let's see what else we've got that might work better. So here's our 12, and I think this is the one. I'm going to turn it over because I've got a grippy on the back. So I'm going to use the 12, right? Now, if you have a really big block, again, you're limited to the rulers that you have. Now, I know Jamie Wallen has some really large curves, so you can always check those out. So we're going to talk about how we're going to quilt this out. So I'm looking at it, and I'm going to do, let's say, an inch crosshatch, right? So I've got 1 dashed line, that's a 1/4 inch. 2 dashed lines is another. 3 dashed lines is another 1/4 inch. So that's 3/4 of an inch. To make up the other inch, right, we have our hopping foot. So let me just pull that in. So I'm going to use that as my pretend hopping foot. So we are going to take it, and we are going to position, and the grippy is in my way. I don't see the line very well, so I want to take that off. I can always put it back on later. Okay, so middle line, dashed line on the corner, right? And I'm going to just go 1. I'm going to move up out of the way enough that I can line my ruler back up, staying lined up, and we're just going to continue. Now, the beauty of curved cross-hatching is if you get off of your line a little bit, it is not that big of a deal, right? Straight cross-hatching, your eye is going to pick that up immediately. But with the curved, not so much. So I do love curved cross-hatching for that. Now, I want to just point something out. You'll notice as I go along, my points, these are getting smaller over here on the end. That is because I'm using one curve. If you don't want that, you would have to use, we'll use circles as an example. A 3-inch circle, a 4-inch circle, a 5-inch, a set 6, 7, 8, and so on. So your lines are going to come in as you go along. That is the nature of the beast. Okay. And I think that might be it. Oh, I get one more little one in there, right? Now you're going to go the opposite direction. This this out of my way. So I'm going to go this way, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing. Stay lined up. Now to travel, I'm just traveling in my ditch. Right? So I'm just going to stitch up enough to get out of the way. And I think one more little one right there. Okay, there is my curved cross hatching. Now let's just get rid of the guidelines so you can see. Now, one of the things you do have to be conscious of, oops, with curved cross hatching is you need your curves. If you're doing, you know, say you've got 4 of these blocks and you're curved cross hatching them all, you want to make sure that your curves are going in the way that you want them to go, right? So if you're doing all of your curves this way and this way, I would be consistent on doing that, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, again, like I said, I don't typically do whole blocks curved cross hatch. It's just not my thing. I would actually put in an element and then maybe curved cross hatch around it.